Hello everyone and welcome back to Milo Farms. Well, today we're taking a look at this custom weld Viper 2 inboard jet boat that has the small block Chevy engine in it. This one happens to be the 4.3 liter V6. And specifically what we're taking a look at is this manual choke mechanism. So let's go to the workbench and take a look at what it had on it before. So the particular carburetor that is on there is the Holley 4160 carburetor, the marine version. And this is the electronic choke mechanism that it had on it originally. So as you can see, it bolts onto the carburetor using these 3 bolts that are right here. I've got little caps on them to hold those screws in so they don't get lost. But the mechanism sits upright, kind of like this, on the boat. And then it has in the back here, that's where the choke linkage hooks. And if you had this on a vehicle, instead, there's some more pieces to this mechanism that go in the back that holds the throttle slightly open as it starts. But since it's the marine version, it doesn't have that because it could get it a high idle and then you could get it in gear. If it was a boat that had a propeller or something like that, it could be problematic. So on the boat version, I've been told it doesn't have those extra components. So all this is doing is just helping hold the choke closed while the engine's warming up. Inside of here is a little ring of, it looks like a little spring, kind of like you'd find in a like a thermostat in your house or something like an older mechanical version. And then there's a little heater in the middle of it, powered by these 2 wires right here. And when you start the engine, that starts to warm, and as that warms up, it slowly starts moving this mechanism. I don't know which way it moves it, but one way or the other. And then by the time it's warmed up, it has the choke all the way open. Oftentimes these work really well, however they need to be adjusted correctly, but I was never able to get this one adjusted to a point that I was happy with it to either not have it on too much or not enough. It was just kind of troublesome all the way around. The other thing is it was using unneeded power that I wanted to save up for something else. Though it's not a lot, it is a little bit. So I went ahead and I replaced this with this product right here. This is the part that I got. It's the Holley Manual Choke Kit 45-225S, like Sam. They have them in several different colors. There's like a chrome version, and then they called this the polish version. We'll take a look at it in a second, what it looks like. But it came with all the pieces you'd need to fit several different carburetors, it looked like, or several different setups. The other thing I got is a extra long manual choke cable. I don't know what it fits or what it's for, but it's very long, much longer than what I needed, and I cut it to length. So let's go ahead to the boat and take a look. I'm also going to link to all these parts in the description. I can't remember if I got them off eBay or Amazon, but I'll find something that they can be picked up at and link to it. So here we are on the right-hand side of the engine. You can see the 3 screws, one there, and one there. Go ahead and remove those from your original electronic choke, and then unplug the wire, which is now here with a cap on it. And then that old mechanism will just come completely off. With the new kit is this little bracket that hooks on the secondary little vacuum piece there. That holds your choke cable right here. And then the only modification I really had to do was this coil right here. I had to add a couple of washers under here to move the coil over just enough that the choke cable could clear and go past it. I looped the choke cable all the way around the back of the boat. It goes in here next to the battery, goes over to the gunnel on the right-hand side where the driver is, and then goes up all the way to the driver. And let's take a look at it up there. So here we are in the driver's compartment area. I originally was going to put it somewhere through the dash so it was easily accessible right next to the steering wheel. But the problem that I found is once it made that extra loop to turn another corner, it was making almost a complete circle by the time it got up to the driver's area. So it was so tight, it was very difficult to operate the choke. So what I ended up doing to eliminate 2 turns is right next to the driver, you have the hand control, and right down here, you can see right there is where I put the choke. So you grab it with your right hand as you're trying to start the boat. You can pull it out or push it in as necessary. So your right hand can be easily on that, and your left hand can easily be on the key. and it seems to start right up and have no issues. You can see there's the cable, and it disappears up with all the other stuff in the loom and goes all the way to the back. So overall, this is a very simple installation. Took me a couple hours by the time I finished perfecting it how I wanted it before I actually tightened everything down. I ended up taking this on and off a couple times because it was, for some reason, kept hanging up. And what I determined the problem to be was when it was manufactured, in this little tube right here where that shaft goes through, there was a little burr on one of the pieces, and it was kind of binding up and almost galling on the metal. So I got that burr off, put just a little bit of lubricant in there, and then it worked perfectly. You can see back here is where the mechanism is, and there's the choke linkage that goes up, and that hooks on the back. There's a very small little keeper. You can see kind of right in here. It's hard to tell, but right there is a very small little keeper. You want to make sure you keep track of that. But I did all this work with the carburetor still on the boat using just stubby screwdrivers and things like that. So real simple job. It's been great. Makes it a lot easier to get it started when it's cold or warm. You don't have to keep messing with it. It makes it real simple. So hope everybody enjoyed the video. Check out the links in the description. And remember, you can't finish a project without getting started.